This is Fitness Blender's Bicep and Tricep Superset Workout. For this routine, you're going to want to use either resistance bands or dumbbells. You'll also want a chair, bench, or coffee table to do your tricep dips off of. Obviously, you're going to be using your biceps and triceps, but you're also going to be using your wrist complex, shoulder complex, and a little bit of your lats and chest. We're going to be doing 12 repetitions of 8 different exercises, and we're going to be doing 2 rounds of each group of 4 exercises. Let's go ahead and get ready for the first exercise, the band bicep curls. You're going to want to loop that band under both feet, make sure you have the same amount on each side, and slowly curl straight up, keeping that elbow tucked to your side nice and tight. The main focus with any kind of curl is you want that upper arm perfectly straight up and down from shoulder to elbow. As you curl up, you don't want to let that elbow kick forward. All it's doing is letting you cheat a little bit. It feels like you have a little bit more range of motion, but all it's doing is letting that deltoid, the front of that shoulder, take over most of the work away from that bicep. Just focus on keeping those lungs open, that back nice and straight, elbows tucked to your side directly underneath that shoulder. That's the main thing that's actually going to start going on you as those arms get tired, as those elbows are going to start trying to kick forward the entire time. So really concentrate on pulling those elbows down to your side or even shoving them behind you just a little bit. Alright, we're going to switch over to the next one. This is an overhand curl, so instead of doing a regular curl with palm up, you're going to do a curl, same motion, but with your palm facing down as best you can. Now, this one's much more difficult. You might need a lighter weight for this one. Same thing, try to really focus on keeping those elbows back to your sides. You're really going to want to cheat on this one because that motion is so much more difficult with those hands facing down. We're almost done, just a few more repetitions. Really focus on keeping those elbows back. And go ahead and let it relax. Alright, drop that band. We're going to go ahead and get ready for the triceps next. Double up on this one. We're starting with the overhead tricep extension. So loop that band underneath your foot again. One's going to be a little bit longer than the other. One hand comes up behind your head. Drop it all the way down in between those shoulder blades or down towards that shoulder, and then press it straight up over top of your head. Now you want to focus on trying to keep that upper arm perfectly straight above that shoulder. You don't want it to push up against your ear. You want to keep it right directly above that shoulder joint. Almost done. Just a few more repetitions. We're going to stay with this same arm, so we're going to keep that left arm going for this next exercise. Go ahead and drop that band off. You're going to adjust that band just a little bit so it's a little bit longer. We're going to do tricep kickbacks next on that left arm again. Try to keep that upper arm perfectly parallel to the ground. Extending that arm directly back behind you. Trying to get a full extension on that arm. Just keep that motion going a little bit longer. Almost done. And go ahead and let that relax. Now we're going to do the same thing again, same progression on that right arm. So the right arm is going to come up over your head this time. That tricep extension first, right up above that shoulder. Remember, keep that elbow directly above that shoulder joint. Press that hand straight up, trying not to let that upper arm wiggle too much. Almost done. And go and let that relax. Going on to that tricep kickback. Remember, adjust that band just a little bit, get a little more tension on there. And extend that arm straight back behind you. Remember, that upper arm is going to be parallel to the ground as best you can. Just keep reminding yourself, breathe normally, keep those lungs open. Really concentrating on keeping that upper arm perfectly flat, perfectly parallel to the ground. Trying to get as much of a full extension on that arm as you possibly can. Almost done, just a few more repetitions. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, we're gonna go directly back into those biceps. So go ahead and get ready for that regular bicep curl. Remember, nice straight back, lungs open. Try to keep those elbows tucked to your sides, directly underneath that shoulder joint. Focus on a nice, slow, controlled motion. Bring that hand up as high as you possibly can towards that shoulder without letting that elbow kick forward. Then nice and slow, full extension all the way back down until that hand is next to your thigh. Just keep that motion going, nice and slow under control. Really focusing on that form. Almost done. And go ahead and let it relax. Move on to the next one. This is the overhand curl. So remember, you might need a little bit lighter weight for this one. Keeping that palm facing down this time. Same exact motion on that arm, just palm down rather than palm up. Remember, really focusing on keeping those elbows tucked back to your sides because this one's much more difficult. We're almost done, just a few more repetitions. Really focusing on that form. Concentrating on keeping those elbows back. That back nice and straight. Trying to swing those arms up, it's just a nice tight squeeze. And let it relax. Alright, go ahead and set that band down. Grab the one you need for that overhead tricep extension. We're going to start right back into those triceps. Starting with that left arm first. Hand comes straight up over top of that shoulder. Tucking it back behind that back as far as you can go comfortably. Then pressing that hand straight up over top of that elbow and shoulder. Remember, really focus on keeping that upper arm perfectly straight up and down. As little wobble in there as you can possibly manage. We're almost done, just a few more repetitions. And go ahead and let it relax. We're going to switch right into that tricep kickback. Just remember, bend over at that hip. Upper arm tucked up nice and high, parallel to the ground. Extending that arm back behind you as far as you possibly can. Keep focusing on trying to keep that upper arm nice and level. Nice straight line from that shoulder to that elbow, just like you would if you're doing a bicep curl or if you're doing that overhead tricep extension. You want that upper arm perfectly stationary. Just keep going, just got a few more repetitions. And go ahead and let that relax. We're going to switch back to that overhead tricep extension, this time on that other arm, on that right hand. That hand right up above that shoulder. Remember, nice full extension directly above that shoulder. And then down as low as you can control, as low as is comfortable, and right back up. Almost done. And go ahead and let that relax. All right, moving on to those tricep kickbacks. Last one on that right arm. Remember that upper arm parallel to the ground. Try to get a nice full extension straight back behind you. Try to keep that upper arm as stationary as you can. Try not to let it wobble. If you need to, look at yourself in a mirror while doing this one. It really helps out on keeping your body nice and steady. And here's your last one right here. Go ahead and let that relax. Drop that band on the ground, and we're going to move right into the next round. These are your hammer curls. This is going to be a little bit different motion. Step over that band just like you would for a regular bicep curl, but instead of your hands facing up or facing down, you want your palms facing in towards each other the entire time. It's just a little bit different part of that bicep. So same motion applies, elbows tucked to your sides, directly underneath that shoulder. Try to keep them as stationary as you can. Those palms are facing in towards each other, squeezing up as high as you can, and full extension all the way back down so those hands are next to those thighs. Just keep that motion going. Nice open lungs. Concentrating on that form. Just have one more repetition. Nice tight squeeze at the top and let it relax. All right, we're moving on to the wrist rotation curl. This one's a combination of a palm up regular curl and a palm down curl. So you're going to start with your palm up, and at the top, rotate your wrist facing down and slowly drop with those palms facing down. So as you come up, your palms are facing towards the ceiling. As you go down, your palms are facing down towards the ground. Just keep rotating back and forth. Nice tight squeeze coming up. Rotate those hands over and back down. Keep watching those arms. You want to make sure those elbows are staying back. They're probably getting really nice and tired by now, and you're wanting to cheat a lot. But really focus on keeping those arms back. The more you can control those arms, the more you're going to get out of this motion. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, moving on to those triceps. Grab a chair, bench, or possibly even a coffee table if you don't have anything else. Hands nice and close to your hips. Step off just a little bit with those legs fully extended. It's the hardest version. You're going to drop all the way down as low as is comfortable. You don't want that shoulder to drop much below the height of that elbow. And then press it right back up for those triceps. If it's a little bit too hard for you to do this version, just step your feet in a little bit closer towards you, and it takes a little bit more weight onto those feet rather than just on those triceps. Almost done. And go ahead and let it relax. Stand up, grab a band again. We're going to be doing another tricep exercise. This is the standing tricep band pull. Grab in nice and close, about shoulder width. Those elbows are going to come up about shoulder height, hands right in front of that chest, and then just pull that band in opposite directions. Those triceps have to work to open those arms apart. And again, just keep trying to focus on that upper arm, keeping it perfectly stationary. You want all that motion just coming from that elbow. You don't want that shoulder really moving around at all. Almost done. One more. And go ahead and let that one relax. All right, moving back to those hammer curls again. Up onto that band. This is your last round for this exercise. Remember, palms facing in towards each other. Elbows tucked to your sides, straight underneath that shoulder. Curl it up nice and tight, and right back down. Just keep focusing on that form. Keep those lungs open. All right, you only got a couple more repetitions. Really nice tight squeeze at the top. Really focus on that form. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, we're moving on to the next bicep. This is your last one on the biceps. The wrist rotation curl. Remember, palm facing up as you come up. Palm facing down as you drop back down to your thighs. Squeeze those elbows to your sides, directly underneath that shoulder. Keep those lungs open. Really focus on that form. I know those biceps are really, really tired. Keep getting a nice full range of motion with that wrist, facing straight up towards the ceiling as you come up, trying to rotate that hand, palm flat down towards the ground as you drop. Almost done. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, drop that band off. That's the last one for those biceps. Now we just have 2 exercises left for those triceps. Starting back over with those tricep dips. Remember, hands nice and close to that butt. Scoot your hips off that chair just a little bit. Feet fully extended for the hardest version. Nice low drop. Try to get as low as you possibly can, as low as you can control. Just make sure you don't go too low, that you don't let that shoulder drop much below that elbow. You want to protect that shoulder. Keep those elbows squeezed back behind you, nice and tight. Don't let them kick out to the sides. Almost done. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, grab that band and go ahead and get ready for that standing tricep band pull. Remember, grab just about shoulder width apart. Those elbows come up out to your sides. Nice and parallel to the ground with that upper arm. And just press those hands in opposite directions. Remember, trying to let that upper arm move. All that motion is just coming through that elbow. And the only thing that's moving is that forearm. Really press them apart. Keep those elbows up nice and high. We're almost done. Really push through it. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, you've completed this bicep and tricep superset workout. Remember, fitnessblender.com is 100% free, so help us spread the word by passing this video along to your family and friends. If you haven't already, go to fitnessblender.com and sign up for our free twice monthly mailer to get the newest workout videos delivered to your inbox.